Hi there, this is Bill again from BilroCAD Autocad tutorial. We're going to turn this into a DXF. You remember we just exploded it into lines and circles and so on and so forth. So to do this, what I do, you may choose a different method and it might work fine. This is my way that I've found it works. You just go Control C on the keyboard, pick your objects, hit enter, and then go and create a new drawing. Yeah, it doesn't matter what's in paper space because it's irrelevant to the people that do these things. And when I go Control V, you go 0, 0, 0. In other words, it's going absolutely an absolute, not relative coordinates. Don't ask me why we do that, but it just seems like a good idea. And there it is. It's just, that's all it is in this drawing. Just so you go DXF out, and then we choose, if you've got a laser cutter who's probably got old-fashioned material, you'd choose a Autocad 2000 LT DXF. And what I do is I call it the name. And I call it, maybe a part number might be 999 dash stair stringer, and I call it how thick it is and what it's made out of, 10 MS, so it's made out of 10mm mild steel. Put another dash, and I want 2 off. And I just save that. And then when I'm finished with that, when I kill this one, don't save your changes to it because it's already ready to roll, and you don't have to save it as a drawing format either. So no. So we're back to our drawing where we were before. I made these coloured green because it's on the model front layer. That was, and when you do a detail like this, it's a good idea just to do one overall dimension that way and one overall dimension the other way. Now, let's see how that's coming up with 3806.7.07. You really don't want that. That's just part of ISO 25. I've made my own plot styles and they don't have that peculiarity. So you go to dimension style and you modify it, and where it's got primary units, you don't want a comma, you want a period, and your precision, you only want it to be nothing really, unless you've got something really exact. And close, and then as usual you have to update your dimension so that it reflects that style. So that's much better. Okay, now I've made up an extra tab on this drawing that's completely empty, and we're going to demonstrate the use of the base command. So go base. Well, before we start on the base command, a little thing to know is, see this little drafting standard here? You can have first angle or third angle. Well, I've chosen third angle, which is American projection. So we go base from model space. Now, I've already chosen the ones that I want to appear on all this, so that's why they're appearing. It's only appearing and not that other piece of stair. So we get this thing looking at us like this, and we go, well, what do we do now? And orientation, you can change the orientation to, say, top, and then once you hit exit, you get the option to produce a whole lot of other different things, but they're all looking like they're coming out the wrong damn way. So we'll hit exit on that. So it's created that view, but it's not really doing the goods is what we want. So we'll try it again. Oh, there's that projected. We got this come up again, so we're obviously still in the way of doing things here. So we get projected view, and it's still no good. So that's a case of try again, and just from this view, go O for orientation, and we'll have southwest ISO. And there it is, it's gone upside down. We don't want that. We want top view. And then when we go exit, it's still producing it wrong. Now, why is that? It's because this damn thing is doing it from the underneath for some reason. So we'll go O for orientation, and we'll try current and see what happens with that one. This is not good. This is not very user friendly as far as I can see. I'm not usually doing this sort of thing. So you press orientation again, and we'll have a front view, and press exit, and still producing it wrong, but it's coming alright out of there, and probably going alright out of there, and there you go. Why would it come right all of a sudden? But anyway, so that's fine. So that's exit out of there, and it produces these wonderful, move that, little views, and I'm sure that anyone who gets hold of this, they'll be a lot more fluent than this. But if we make that a 1 to 20 scale, and that one there, 1 to 20 as well, you just click on them and right click. No, you don't. You click this little triangle here. And you can move them around by just holding that little thing there like that, and you can also select them and go in for move, and just move them down vertically. See, now I've got ortho on, and this one here could be in a different scale. It could be on 50. 150 doesn't look right. 140 maybe, or even 1 to 30. That looks much better. So we have our 4 views, and one stage I thought this extra line here was a mistake, but it wasn't a mistake. It's actually the outside of the concrete floor that I've drawn in. So there's a trap for young players there, and old players. So we have our drawing, and notice that it's got the dashed lines on here, and that will be a crowd pleaser for a lot of people, because if we go back into this one, that doesn't have the dashed lines, and if I make these, all of these, go to properties and put them on the shade plot, legacy hidden I like, so that when I print that out, I go print now and go preview. It's busy hiding all the lines, and so you can't see the stairs, the steps in there, which is maybe a big deal, maybe it's not a big deal, but we'll plot that anyway and just have that for a reference. Number 7, and go save, and it'll go and write that out to a plot file, and here it is. That's your plot. It's not too bad. Now if we switch back to our layout here, now if I press plot on that one and do a preview, there's the dotted lines, but these lines there seem to be the same thickness as those. I'd like those to be much lighter. The question is, how do you do that? And the answer is, we exit out of there. And where it says plot object line weight, no, plot with plot styles, untick that little box. Normally you never have to fiddle with that. And if I press preview on it now, see that's nice and thick, and these are nice and thin. You can play around with them, of course. And you go plot, and we'll call that number 8. And save. And it's pretty quick, damn quick, isn't it? It's not bad. Now, how you make that thick and thin lines is that you go into your layer dialog, and here's something that normally I never do. I always leave this as default. But see, if you come down to MD hidden and MD hidden narrow and all that, anything that begins with MD is Mr. Autocad, the base command, fiddling with the layers, and he's probably put them away on these layers, and he's given them a line weight. So I've made the default of that was probably around about 0.25 or something like that. So that's what I've changed. I've changed that to be nice and light. So no reason why you couldn't do that if you wanted to. Seems like a lot of people would go for this because once you get it up and running, it'll be quite quick, and it looks all very professional when you can see the inside of an RHS there. For myself, I think if you go to this sort of a drawing here and you go HL settings, alright, and you go 2D intersection edges, no, 2D hide, one of these. One of these line type. If we make the line type dashed and the color 9, let's select the color, make that 9, and we'll just whip quickly into, well, we'll see what happens when we make it like that. And we go plot now, and preview the plot. See, it comes up with pretty much the same sort of carry on. It does dotted lines. See the dotted lines over here, but they're not dotted lines here. Possibly because it's something about the line type scale that it's not quite picking up on, but these dotted lines there. But those lines, because they're on 9, layer 9, and when we made tutor, I should have made that number 9, color 9, I should have put that as being 0.05. Save and close, and preview that one. And see, now they're coming out a lot lighter. And we could possibly try LT scale to make that 0.2, say, and try another plot. Preview that one. And still, those are still not coming out dotted, even though those ones are. So there's something not quite nice going on there, probably to do with line type.